Okay.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We are going to share about energy. I think it's something that everybody wants, everybody needs, everybody talks about, and sometimes we're very depleted in. So glad you guys could join us. Now, I wanted to post a question for you. If you felt the most alive, vitality, full of energy, in what areas of your life would you see the most positive impact? And I'd love for you to share if you want. So if you are full of energy, vitality, what would you see impacted most in your life? In what areas?
I feel like for me, if I had more, I think I'm understanding the question correctly, but if I had more energy, I feel like maybe I wouldn't get so overwhelmed. Like with my kids, I'd be a better mom, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I feel like when like tonight, I'm just like, it's just well, also my husband's working our business in the basement, so I'm kind of by myself every night. So I think that's part of why I'm so tired by the end of my day. I feel like it, with the 4 and 2-year-old, it's so much work. And so I think I would just feel just less stressed and just more calm when I have to chase him around and, I feel like sometimes it gets to me when I'm exhausted.
Oh, absolutely.
So.
Thanks, Tony. How about anybody else?
Yeah, I think that's the same for me. Hi, I'm Britt.
Hi, Britt.
I have a 3-month-old and a 3-year-old, and I think that I would definitely be a better mom if I had more energy to keep up with both of like their seasons, because it's so different. A newborn is nursing, or a 3-month-old is nursing, and the 3-year-old needs me to run around with him and be wild and wrestle. So
yeah,
I feel tired, really.
So true.
Very, very true. Well, we asked this question because I feel like it hits everybody in any season of life that we're at, that we are needing more energy. And so even practically thinking and looking at ways that we can increase that energy. And I'm going to pose a funny question, but say that you're feeling fatigued. What would you do to increase your energy? A, go for exercise or walk. B, drink a caffeinated coffee, energy drink. C, eat a high carb snack. Or D, take a nap. What would you guys do?
Food, the 2 food options.
Right. When
snack and drink.
Yes, we want and know that probably the best scenario for us is to exercise to increase that energy. It's the answer that we want, but sadly, most of us will choose, I want that high carb snack, I want that energy drink, I want something, or I need to take a nap, and we might wake up even more sluggish than we started. But that is something that will increase our energy with exercise. And sometimes I think what we've been talking about, it's really hard to put in our schedule when we feel exhausted and we feel fatigued. But knowing that even at the most basic level, our bodies thrive, our mitochondria and our cells, it thrives and produces energy. When we eat oxygen, it converts that food and it converts it into energy. And so doing exercise, it's just more muscle mass, more strength, makes that mitochondria work and produces more of that energy. So it seems counterintuitive that we want to work and move our bodies when we're tired and fatigued, but it's exactly what we need to increase that energy. And so I won't go on too much about the things that drain us of energy, because I know we probably have all of our own. But one big thing that I just want to highlight that is a huge drainer is stress. And I can think of stress in the way of emotional stress, physical stress, mental stress, but our bodies are really smart. And so when there's stress, our bodies just take on that physical, that release of cortisol, it's that fight or flight hormone, and it zaps our. And so for me, I think a big thing about when I feel depleted, I have to sit back and ask that question, what stressors are going on in my life? And even tonight, even after this quick health chat, maybe jotting down what is one big stressor in your life that's just eating away your energy, eating away your fatigue, and whether it's emotional, mental, physical, and think about what is one practical step to try to eliminate it or at least decrease that stressor in our life. And because that's a huge chunk of taking away and sabotaging our energy, and it sabotages the mitochondria really even from working with all that flood of cortisol in our system. And that's something I want to encourage you, whether you can share with one of us tonight or share with a friend, but finding that stress to eliminate that. But now I want to kind of segue, and I want to talk about like what we can say that bumps up our energy, right? That increases our energy, because that's what we want, because we want those healthy relationships. We want to feel our best in our jobs, our output, our activity, our exercise, feel good about our bodies. We want that energy. So another thing besides quality exercise is quality sleep. And that's hard to come by sometimes when you have little ones and you're nursing or seasons of life. But that is one thing that I've realized: when I get better sleep, it really helps me have that energy. And even not necessarily a lot, because sometimes too much sleep is not necessarily the answer, but quality sleep. And the third one to me that is the biggest thing is our proper nutrition / supplementation. And even thinking of the poor diet that, our standard American diet, or just what we naturally want to really, go to when we have those stressors, that they really are sabotaging our energy source. They're sabotaging our powerhouse from really working. And I think about when I was a high schooler, my sister and I shared a Mazda GLC car, ugly yellow hatchback. I mean, lemon yellow. I mean, it was old. And I didn't really put good fuel in it. I didn't care if someone opened their car door on it. I didn't care if it had dings, because it wasn't really fun. It just was there. It wasn't, a high quality car. But I think about fueling me and fueling my body. Sometimes I have that mindset of like, we don't care. We're not really fueling it like we should. And so that just got to me of, I always wanted a Jaguar. Like if I had a Jaguar, I'd be parking at the very end of King Super so no one would touch it. And I'd be pulling the highest octane in it, right? And so that's what I want to think about, of my body fueling, whole balance, nutrition, omegas, fiber, antioxidants. But here's the real dig too, is I honestly don't eat as clean as I should. And sometimes I just can't. But I want to. And so I realized that, for me, it's, that quality nutrition supplementation. I kind of did the research years ago and realized I need to fill in the gaps. And I need something that will help me when I don't get all the nutrition that I want. Because I want to be fueled. I want to have energy for, having the lifestyle that I crave and I want. Now, for me, I found a company that I love the science, the heritage, the purity, the potency, and everything about just the product research, which really was impressive to me. But I can share that, but I really wanted Emily too to share tonight, because I've met Emily, 20 years ago. She was a college student at CU, and recently she had a huge transformation in her health, and she had a huge transformation in this whole area of energy. And so for me, I really wanted her to share what happened and why. So go ahead, Emily. Take it away.
Hey guys, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So like Christine was saying, it was one of those things that I realized all of a sudden I had an aha moment when all of a sudden one day, it was so weird. It was like this scary feeling came over me, because it was like, oh my goodness, all I ever say to people when they ask me how I'm doing is, I am super tired. And I was like, oh, there's something wrong with me. It was very strange. And it was, honestly, it was scary. That was the best way I could put it. And so I basically thought, oh my gosh, like my poor family, my poor husband, and it wasn't like I wasn't accomplishing anything, but I think what it was that I was giving my all, and I was completely depleted. Like I had nothing left. And I thought, I'm really starting to struggle with feeling like a failure. Like I'm not available for my husband. Like I know you had mentioned earlier, and now I can't remember your name, sweetie, with the hat on, my other friend with the hat. But it's hard when you feel like that as a wife and as a mom. And so anyway, I actually had a friend visiting me, and mind you, I was raised with a mom that tried really hard to make sure that my lunch was packed healthy, and I never went to school without like an apple and carrot sticks and whole wheat bread and all that kind of stuff in my lunch. And she was really big on like vitamins. I always had a multivitamin and a vitamin C, and we always put them out at nighttime. And so I was raised with the mentality that supplements were good and normal. And so anyway, I actually, and I had my cabinet stocked full of, tons of different kinds of stuff, but nothing was working. And so anyway, getting back to it, I had a friend visiting, and I knew that she was using the Shaklee supplement. So I asked her if, she could step back and say, honestly, do they really make a difference? And she's like, yes, actually, it's my energy level. That's the thing. And I thought, okay, that's it. I've got to try that out. And I had remembered my doctor had told me, because I had seen her just a few months prior to that realization point. And she had said that a lot of times people could be deficient in certain vitamins and minerals and just not even know it. So, of course, that was kind of floating around in the back of my head. And I thought, well, before I go and start having all kind of tests done and stuff like that, maybe I should just give it a try. So I went ahead and ordered the Vitalizer. And like Christine was saying earlier, I kid you not, I think the first couple of days, probably within the first 2-3 days, I noticed a significant difference in my energy level. And it wasn't like a caffeine buzz. It was like it was raised and it was stable all day long until it was time to go to bed. And anyway, so I was like, yes, there truly is a difference in the quality of the supplements that we take. So that's my little story. And so glad to share it with you guys.
Thanks. And I think for us, there's so much we could say on what we take, what we eat, and how we fuel our bodies. And sometimes we need additional help. And so even for Emily and I, we thought, how can we have a short and sweet little health chat just to raise awareness of a topic and subject that is so pertinent to everybody, of how do I have energy and what are ways that I can combat really building up and energizing myself, and whether it is a couple of things that I have to worry about, even just sleeping more, getting to bed, having time, even thinking about what I'm eating, proper nutrition, that I'm getting exercise. And then maybe it is something that for me to see a transformation in my energy or my health and relationships, maybe it is, well, maybe I try something like this Vitalizer that Emily was talking about too. And I think we wanted to make ourselves available to, encourage people to check any of all those boxes of what can I do for me personally. And we love meeting with people. We love working with people and helping people get to their optimal health and fitness and vitality. And so even for us, we can send out a health link that we've given to a lot of friends, that it's a personalized health questionnaire. It asks some specific questions, but it gives you a snapshot of where you are in your health. And then what we like to do is just, obviously make a 15-minute phone call and say, hey, let's go over your results and just see, where is it? Is it sleep? Is it stress? Is it something else going on? Is it diet? Is it nutrition? And it's fun for me as a fitness coach that I can, encourage people in their health and fitness as well. But that's something that all of us want to go deeper in getting those really good lifelong relationships, feeling comfortable and confident, and being that awesome mom that we want to be, and relationship that we have. So that's something that we would encourage, that, practical step, fill out a health print. And if, like for Emily, we have sent 6 strips of the Vitalizer, and it comes in these really perforated, super easy, but even if it's giving someone even 6 to try, and usually we're like, for $15, cover at least the initial cost, and then we just mail it to you, or since you guys are local, give it. Just so you can try something, or even be available to share, hey, I'm really having a hard time with this. We want to be available for that, to really help you even in the other stress of life. Emily, what else would you add to that?
Yeah, I think it's so fast. It's so multifaceted. Sorry. And yeah, for me, that was life-changing. And I think that was one of the reasons I decided to jump on board with using Shaklee. Like, holy cow, this blew my mind. And I definitely see the value of the exercising and how true it is that really does build us up. And so anyway, yeah, I would like to throw it out there. Does anybody have any questions? Do you guys have any questions or comments or anything like that?
I guess when you guys talk about the supplements, are they obviously just like multivitamins, or how many do you take, I guess, pills a day, and what's in, and
Do you have yours by you, Emily?
What's that again?
I'm upstairs, but answer your question. The Vitalizer that Emily was talking about, it was, and it's cool. There was a landmark study that was done, first of its ever kind, long-term 20-year study that Shackley asked UC Berkeley and asked third party to do this study. And it took 3 different groups, one group of people that had never taken supplements ever, and they tested these health biomarkers and tested their blood with a group of people that had taken over-the-counter supplements. So anything that you kind of grew up hearing, you could buy at GNC, Target, and then the whole food supplements from Shackley. So
That's what it looks like.
Oh, yeah.
I'm demoing in the product for you. There's what it looks like. That's my last one.
Oh, you're right.
Okay.
Awesome.
And you can take one of those a day every.
So one is a strip, and it has a little tiny pro pill that's your probiotic that kind of gets all the way to your lower gut, because there's a good correlation to health and energy and good gut health. Then the 2 green in the middle are your multivitamins. And then your 2 reds are your carotenoids, your E's, your antioxidants. And then the yellow one that looks like pea color is your B's and C's. The cool thing about that is it's a time release. So B's are the happy pill. B's convert food into energy, and it gives you that feeling of just like what Emily said. I had energy, and it maintained all day long. It wasn't this high and then low of a crash of a caffeine, stimulant in the afternoon. Thanks, Kristen. But the B's and C's, like every hour and a quarter, you're releasing some good energy into your system. And so just deficiency, a lot of times we don't eat enough, or we don't eat the right things, or nutrient dense. And so we're not getting the vitamins, all of them, or all the minerals, or all the trace minerals. And so that's what your body, all the cells use to function really well and at their optimal. So that's a cool thing. That strip is formulated for women. There's one formulated for men. And then when we're 50 and older and our needs and health changes, we need more CoQ10, we need more joint health. We're not menstruating anymore. We don't need iron like that. So it changes what's in it for you, for your specific needs. So that long-term study based that strip on the results that people said, I had remarkably better health, and this is what I took. And that's when they put it all together in that strip. That's like when I go to Greece in a week, I'm taking 7 of those and packing them in my suitcase. Super easy and convenient.
So every day you just take a whole strip.
Mm-hmm.
And what the next big question is, like, the cost of, like, do they come in a box? And
right, they come in a 30-day supply. So you can buy, like, I think Emily's mom bought 5 boxes in a row. You don't have to buy multiple. You can buy monthly, and it's nice. Yeah. So it's one of the flagship products because they realize this is foundational health. And so it is, I think, on auto ship that you can manage and you can change, but it's about $75, I think, on auto ship a month, more or less, something like that. But the nice thing is, if you were to try that, because it's a flagship product, they throw in the free membership. So it's like $20 for life, but they waive that, knowing that it's just a great entry point to finding some good nutritional foundational.
Yeah, that is really cool. So
there's so much. So even it'd be curious if you haven't done that health print, because then you can kind of see, maybe I don't have enough omegas and I need a good gut health. So you kind of have all that in one stop shopping. It's like all right there.
Yeah, that is interesting because I don't take any vitamins currently.
Yeah. Well, if you're curious, I can give you some to try. If you want to try like a 6-pack.
Yeah.
Bring it to the gym.
Yeah, I would love to try it and then just.
Yeah, and go from there.
Yeah, and just kind of see, if it would be a 6-pack, so I can see if I can really feel a difference.
Yeah, for sure.
And sometimes I think my experience, I mean, clearly I must have been deficient in something because I responded so quickly.
Yeah.
I'm also one of those people that it's like, if I have a pain in my heel, I'm like zeroed in on that.
Yeah.
I just I'm I don't know, hyper aware, I guess you'd say, with what's going on in my body. So, but But yeah, and another encouragement for you to just give it a try is, I think after using it and then delving a little bit more into what actually, makes the product so effective is the point that our bodies are actually absorbing what we're swallowing, as opposed to a lot of the other pills and probably every other single pill that I was taking for my 41 years of life. Well, not really 41, but practically 41 years of life. I was probably just peeing it out. It wasn't really being absorbed properly, and so I was just, throwing it out anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of what I always thought.
Yeah. And I think that was the question that I'd been posed before, like, is vitamins or supplements all what it's cracked up to be, or is it just expensive pee? So they're not all the same. And I think I did my research, and, I'm not exhaustively, but definitely what I felt like I feel the difference. And so to me, this is one great way to find filling in the gaps of our nutritional needs that I love, because I know that, the quality of my food has changed, not just the way it's grown and practiced and how it's picked early and transferred. And so there's a lot of changes in the quality of food versus our great-grandparents years and years ago, and so it just, and I like the standards of Beyond Organic, the standards of every raw material is botanical, got all these contaminant testing. So purity is a huge thing. I mean, what you put in your body, it's sadly we see a lot of effects of toxins in foods and environments that really affect our health, genetically and beyond. So if I can control what I put in my mouth and on my bodies, it makes a difference. So I want to take charge of my health as best as I can. So hopefully this is one way that we have found. I think for us too, we realize that this has been a huge game changer in energy levels, to really make our bodies the optimal they can be. And I think throwing in the other areas of just really reducing the stress in our life and really honing in on what is a step that we can do, as well as working on getting to bed and exercising and moving our bodies. So we only got one body. We only got one time, one way to really work the best we can. So we're here to cheer you on and to help in any way that we can. So let us know. You have those that have my information. You can shoot us a link and all, and we will reach out to you. But thanks again. And if there's any other follow-up questions, don't hesitate. I'll probably stop the recording just for those that I'm going to send this to. But loved having you on, and we love to serve you as best we can. So
thanks. Yeah, good info.